The Mastery of Love is a book by Don Miguel Ruiz that explores the nature of love, relationships, and personal growth. The book provides practical advice for living a life of love, happiness, and fulfillment. Some of the key points from the book are: love is not something that can be found outside of oneself. It is a state of being that comes from within. The most important relationship in life is the one that we have with ourselves. Only when we love and accept ourselves can we truly love and accept others. To love someone else, we must be willing to let go of our own expectations, judgments, and attachments. Communication is key to healthy relationships. We must learn to express our feelings and needs clearly and listen with an open heart and mind. Forgiveness is essential for healing and growth. We must learn to forgive ourselves and others for past mistakes and move forward with compassion and understanding. The true purpose of relationships is to help us grow and evolve as individuals. Every person we meet is a mirror reflecting back to us our own strengths and weaknesses. To experience true love, we must let go of fear and embrace vulnerability. We must be willing to open ourselves up to the possibility of pain and heartbreak, knowing that the rewards of love are worth the risk. Love is not a possession, but a gift. We must learn to give love freely and unconditionally, without expecting anything in return. The most common reason why relationships fail is that people try to change their partners. We should accept our partners as they are, and focus on changing ourselves instead. We should avoid taking things personally in our relationships. What others say and do is a reflection of their own beliefs and experiences, not a reflection of our worth or value. True love is not about finding the perfect person, but about loving imperfect people perfectly. We should learn to appreciate our partner's strengths and weaknesses, and love them unconditionally. We should cultivate a daily practice of self-love and self-care, such as meditation, exercise, or journaling. This will help us to stay centered, grounded, and connected to our own hearts. We should learn to speak our truth with kindness and respect. Honesty is essential for healthy relationships, but it should be delivered in a way that is non-judgmental and compassionate. We should be mindful of the stories we tell ourselves about love and relationships. Our beliefs and expectations shape our experiences, so we should choose to believe in love and focus on the positive aspects of our relationships. We should learn to appreciate the beauty and magic of life, and see love as a force that connects us all. When we live with an open heart and a spirit of gratitude, we attract more love and joy into our lives. We should recognize that all of our relationships are mirrors that reflect our own beliefs, fears, and desires. By taking responsibility for our own experiences, we can transform our relationships and ourselves. We should learn to appreciate the beauty of impermanence, and let go of our attachment to people and things. Everything in life is temporary, so we should cherish each moment and embrace change with an open heart. We should cultivate a spirit of generosity and compassion in our relationships. By giving without expecting anything in return, we can create a culture of love and abundance. We should recognize that love is not a finite resource, but an infinite wellspring that flows through us all. When we allow ourselves to receive love, we become conduits of love for others. We should recognize that love is not just an emotion, but a state of being. By cultivating a deep sense of love and connection within ourselves, we can radiate that love out into the world and create a more loving and compassionate society. We should recognize that our own happiness and well-being are our own responsibility, and not the responsibility of our partners. We should not rely on our partners to make us happy, but rather focus on creating our own happiness. We should embrace the power of intention in our relationships. By setting positive intentions and visualizing our desired outcomes, we can create the relationships and lives we truly want. We should learn to trust our intuition and inner wisdom in our relationships. Our bodies and hearts are powerful sources of guidance, and we should learn to listen to them. We should recognize that love is not just a feeling, but an action. We should show our love through our words and actions, and make a conscious effort to be kind, compassionate, and loving towards ourselves and others. We should let go of our need for control in our relationships, and trust in the universe to guide us towards our highest good. By surrendering to the flow of life, we can open ourselves up to new possibilities and experiences. We should recognize that we are all interconnected, and that our thoughts and actions have a ripple effect on the world around us. By cultivating love and kindness in our own lives, we can inspire others to do the same. We should learn to let go of our past wounds and traumas, and forgive ourselves and others for past mistakes. Forgiveness is an essential ingredient for healing and moving forward in our relationships. We should recognize that love is not just a feeling we experience towards others, but a state of being that exists within us all. By connecting to the love within ourselves, we can create a deep sense of peace and harmony in our lives. We should embrace the power of gratitude in our relationships, and cultivate a daily practice of expressing our appreciation for the people and experiences in our lives. We should learn to communicate with empathy and understanding in our relationships. By putting ourselves in our partner's shoes and trying to see things from their perspective, we can create a deeper sense of connection and intimacy. We should recognize that our thoughts and beliefs shape our reality, and that we have the power to choose more positive and empowering beliefs. By shifting our beliefs about love and relationships, we can transform our experiences and create more fulfilling relationships. We should embrace the power of ritual and ceremony in our relationships, and create meaningful traditions that help to strengthen our bonds and deepen our connection. We should recognize that our true nature is love, and that fear is just an illusion that separates us from love. By embracing love and letting go of fear, we can live a life that is full of joy, peace, and fulfillment. We should learn to listen to our hearts and follow our intuition, even if it goes against conventional wisdom or societal norms. By trusting in our own inner guidance, we can create a life that is authentic and true to ourselves. We should recognize that every relationship is a sacred contract between two souls, and that each relationship serves a purpose in our spiritual journey. By approaching our relationships with reverence and gratitude, we can create deeper and more meaningful connections with others. We should learn to cultivate self-love and self-acceptance in our own lives, and treat ourselves with the same kindness and compassion we show to others. By embracing our own inherent worth and value, we can create a strong foundation for healthy and fulfilling relationships. We should recognize that we are all interconnected and interdependent, and that our actions have a profound impact on the world around us. By living with kindness, compassion, and generosity, we can create a ripple effect of love and positivity in the world. We should embrace the power of mindfulness and present moment awareness in our relationships. By staying fully present and engaged in each moment, we can deepen our connection with others and create more meaningful experiences. We should learn to embrace our vulnerability and be honest about our emotions and needs in our relationships. By being open and authentic with our partners, we can create deeper and more meaningful connections. We should recognize that every relationship is a mirror that reflects back to us our own beliefs, fears, and insecurities. By using our relationships as a tool for self-reflection and personal growth, we can heal our own wounds and transform our lives. We should learn to release our attachment to outcome in our relationships, and trust that everything happens for our highest good. By surrendering to the flow of life and letting go of our need for control, we can create a sense of peace and ease in our relationships. We should recognize that our words and actions have a powerful impact on others, and that we should always strive to be kind and compassionate towards others. By showing empathy and understanding, we can create a more loving and harmonious world. We should learn to embrace our own unique path in life, and not compare ourselves to others or try to conform to societal expectations. By honoring our own journey and staying true to ourselves, we can create a life that is truly fulfilling and meaningful. We should recognize that every moment is an opportunity for growth and transformation, and that we should approach life with a sense of curiosity and wonder. By staying open to new experiences and possibilities, we can create a life that is full of magic and wonder. We should recognize that our relationships are constantly evolving and changing, and that we should approach them with a sense of openness and flexibility. By embracing change and uncertainty, we can create relationships that are resilient and adaptable. We should learn to let go of our attachment to the past and future, and stay fully present in the moment. By staying present and mindful, we can create a deeper sense of connection with others and experience more joy and fulfillment in our relationships. We should recognize that love is not just an emotion or feeling, but an action that requires effort and intention. By taking action to show love and kindness to others, we can create deeper and more meaningful relationships. We should learn to practice self-care and prioritize our own needs and well-being in our relationships. By taking care of ourselves, we can show up as our best selves in our relationships and create a strong foundation for healthy and fulfilling connections. We should recognize that every person has their own unique journey and experiences, and that we should approach others with empathy and compassion. By showing understanding and respect towards others, we can create a more loving and harmonious world. We should learn to embrace our own imperfections and celebrate our uniqueness. By accepting ourselves fully and lovingly, we can create a sense of inner peace and joy that radiates out into our relationships and the world. We should learn to forgive ourselves and others for past mistakes and transgressions. By practicing forgiveness, we can release the negative emotions and beliefs that keep us stuck in the past, and create a more loving and harmonious present. We should recognize that we are all interconnected and that our actions have a ripple effect on the world around us. By cultivating a sense of responsibility and mindfulness in our relationships, we can create a world that is more compassionate, kind, and loving. We should learn to recognize and release the limiting beliefs and fears that hold us back in our relationships and our lives. By letting go of these negative patterns, we can create more space for love, joy, and fulfillment in our lives. We should recognize that love is not something that can be given or taken away, but a state of being that we can cultivate within ourselves. By cultivating a sense of love and compassion within ourselves, we can radiate this energy out into the world and create more love and harmony in our relationships. We should learn to listen deeply to ourselves and others, and approach our relationships with a sense of curiosity and openness. By staying present and engaged in our relationships, we can create deeper and more meaningful connections with others. We should recognize that the journey of love and spiritual growth is an ongoing process, and that we should approach it with a sense of patience and compassion. By staying committed to our own growth and evolution, we can create a life that is truly fulfilling and meaningful. We should recognize that love is not a transaction or exchange, but a gift that we can freely give and receive. By letting go of expectations and conditions in our relationships, we can create a sense of unconditional love that transcends limitations and barriers. We should learn to trust ourselves and our intuition, and approach our relationships with a sense of discernment and clarity. By trusting our own inner guidance, we can create relationships that are aligned with our highest values and aspirations. We should recognize that every person is on their own unique journey and has their own path to follow. By respecting and honoring the individual journeys of others, we can create a sense of harmony and unity in our relationships and in the world. We should learn to communicate clearly and honestly in our relationships, and approach our interactions with a sense of openness and vulnerability. By sharing our thoughts and feelings authentically, we can create deeper and more meaningful connections with others. We should recognize that love is not a finite resource, but an infinite and abundant energy that is always available to us. By embracing this abundance mindset, we can create relationships that are characterized by generosity, kindness, and compassion. We should learn to take responsibility for our own happiness and well-being, and approach our relationships with a sense of self-reliance and independence. By cultivating a sense of inner strength and resilience, we can create relationships that are empowering and supportive. We should recognize that our relationships are mirrors that reflect back to us our own beliefs, fears, and desires. By using our relationships as opportunities for self-reflection and growth, we can transform ourselves and create more harmonious and fulfilling relationships. We should learn to embrace our imperfections and accept ourselves and others as we are. By recognizing that perfection is an illusion, and that our flaws and limitations are part of what makes us unique and valuable, we can create relationships that are characterized by authenticity and acceptance. We should recognize that love is not something that we can control or manipulate, but a force that flows freely and organically. By letting go of the need to control or possess our relationships, we can create a sense of freedom and spontaneity that allows love to flourish. We should learn to practice self-love and self-care, and approach our relationships from a place of wholeness and abundance. By cultivating a strong sense of self-worth and self-respect, we can create relationships that are healthy, balanced, and fulfilling. We should recognize that our relationships are not fixed or static, but dynamic and evolving. By staying open to change and growth, we can create relationships that are flexible, adaptable, and resilient. We should learn to approach our relationships with a sense of gratitude and appreciation, and recognize the many blessings that they bring to our lives. By cultivating a sense of gratitude, we can create relationships that are characterized by joy, abundance, and positivity. We should recognize that forgiveness is a powerful tool for healing and transformation in our relationships. By learning to forgive ourselves and others for past mistakes and hurts, we can create a sense of compassion and understanding that can lead to deeper connectivity. On and healing. We should learn to communicate from a place of authenticity and vulnerability, rather than defensiveness or aggression. By approaching our conversations with a sense of openness and curiosity, we can create relationships that are characterized by mutual respect and understanding. We should recognize that our thoughts and beliefs about ourselves and others can have a powerful impact on our relationships. By cultivating a positive and empowering mindset, we can create relationships that are characterized by love, joy, and abundance. We should learn to practice mindfulness and presence in our relationships, and approach each moment with a sense of awareness and attention. By staying present and attentive to our own thoughts and feelings, as well as those of others, we can create relationships that are authentic, meaningful, and fulfilling. We should recognize that our relationships are not just about us, but about the greater whole of humanity. By embracing a sense of interconnectedness and compassion, we can create relationships that are characterized by a sense of service and purpose, and that contribute to the greater good. We should learn to approach our relationships with a sense of playfulness and spontaneity, and embrace the joy and excitement of life. By staying open to new experiences and opportunities, we can create relationships that are dynamic, adventurous, and full of possibility. We should recognize that our relationships can be powerful teachers, helping us to learn important lessons and grow in our personal and spiritual development. By approaching our relationships with a sense of openness and curiosity, we can discover the hidden gifts and lessons that they have to offer. We should learn to trust ourselves and our own inner wisdom, rather than relying solely on external validation or approval. By cultivating a strong sense of self-trust and intuition, we can create relationships that are grounded in authenticity and integrity. We should recognize that true love is not about possession or control, but about allowing the other person to be free to be who they truly are. By cultivating a sense of trust and respect in our relationships, we can create a space where love can flourish and thrive. We should learn to let go of our expectations and attachments to outcomes in our relationships, and embrace the uncertainty and mystery of life. By staying open to the flow of life, we can create relationships that are characterized by flexibility and resilience. We should recognize that our relationships can be a source of deep healing and transformation, helping us to release old patterns and wounds that no longer serve us. By approaching our relationships with a sense of curiosity and self-awareness, we can create a space for healing and growth. We should learn to embrace the power of gratitude and appreciation in our relationships, and recognize the many blessings that they bring to our lives. By cultivating a sense of gratitude and appreciation, we can create relationships that are characterized by joy, abundance, and positivity. We should recognize that we are all connected, and that our relationships are an expression of this interconnectedness. By embracing a sense of unity and connection, we can create relationships that are characterized by empathy, compassion, and understanding. We should learn to let go of our judgments and assumptions about ourselves and others, and approach each moment with a sense of openness and curiosity. By embracing a non-judgmental attitude, we can create relationships that are characterized by trust, respect, and acceptance. We should recognize that our relationships can be a mirror of our own internal state, reflecting back to us our own beliefs, fears, and patterns. By approaching our relationships with a sense of self-awareness and compassion, we can create a space for healing and transformation. We should learn to cultivate a sense of inner peace and calm, and approach our relationships from a place of centeredness and groundedness. By staying rooted in our own inner peace, we can create relationships that are characterized by stability, balance, and harmony. We should recognize that true love is not just an emotion, but a state of being that we can cultivate through our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. By approaching our relationships with a sense of love, kindness, and generosity, we can create relationships that are characterized by warmth, connection, and intimacy. We should learn to embrace the power of forgiveness and release, and recognize that holding on to past hurts and resentments only serves to keep us stuck in our own suffering. By cultivating a sense of forgiveness and release, we can create relationships that are characterized by freedom, peace, and joy. We should recognize that our relationships are a reflection of our own inner state, and that we can only create healthy, fulfilling relationships if we are willing to do the inner work of healing and transformation. By taking responsibility for our own growth and development, we can create relationships that are characterized by authenticity, integrity, and mutual respect. We should learn to cultivate a sense of presence and mindfulness in our relationships, and approach each moment with a sense of openness and curiosity. By staying present and mindful, we can create relationships that are characterized by deep listening, empathy, and understanding. We should recognize that true love is not just a feeling, but a way of being that we can cultivate through our thoughts, words, and actions. By approaching our relationships with a sense of love, kindness, and generosity, we can create relationships that are characterized by warmth, connection, and intimacy. We should learn to embrace the power of vulnerability and authenticity in our relationships, and recognize that it is only by being truly ourselves that we can create relationships that are authentic and fulfilling. By embracing our vulnerability and sharing our authentic selves with others, we can create relationships that are characterized by trust, intimacy, and mutual support. We should recognize that our relationships are a journey, and that we can only create truly fulfilling and meaningful relationships if we are willing to embrace the ups and downs of that journey. By staying committed to our own growth and development, and to the growth and development of our relationships, we can create relationships that are characterized by resilience, strength, and mutual support. We should recognize that our conditioning and beliefs about love and relationships can often limit our ability to experience true love and connection. By examining our beliefs and conditioning, and releasing those that no longer serve us, we can create relationships that are characterized by freedom, openness, and joy. We should learn to embrace the power of acceptance and non-judgment in our relationships, and recognize that everyone is doing the best they can with the knowledge and resources they have available. By approaching our relationships with a sense of acceptance and compassion, we can create relationships that are characterized by harmony, understanding, and mutual respect. We should recognize that our relationships can be a powerful vehicle for spiritual growth and transformation, and that we can use our relationships to support us on our spiritual path. By cultivating a sense of spiritual awareness and growth, we can create relationships that are characterized by depth, meaning, and purpose. We should learn to cultivate a sense of gratitude and appreciation for the relationships in our lives, and recognize the abundance and blessings that they bring. By approaching our relationships with a sense of gratitude and appreciation, we can create relationships that are characterized by joy, connection, and abundance. We should recognize that our relationships are a reflection of our own inner state, and that we have the power to create positive change in our relationships by transforming ourselves. By embracing the principles of self-awareness, self-love, and self-transformation, we can create relationships that are characterized by authenticity, love, and growth. Overall, the mastery of love offers a deep and transformative exploration of what it means to create truly fulfilling and meaningful relationships in our lives. By embracing the principles of self-awareness, compassion, and spiritual growth, we can create relationships that are grounded in love, joy, and abundance, and that contribute to the greater good of all.